Welcome to the inner chosen. Let me ask you something. Have you felt it lately? That strange shift you can't fully explain, like something is lining up behind the scenes, even if nothing looks different yet? If that's you, stay with me, because in this video, you're going to learn a lot. You'll understand what's really happening, why your recent decisions mattered more than you realize, and how to recognize the signs that you're stepping into your next level. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and welcome again to the inner chosen. Let's begin. You already know the moment I'm talking about. The one where you did the hard thing instead of the easy thing. It may have looked small on the surface, but spiritually it was massive because courage is a signal that you are no longer available for the same outcomes. When you chose bravery, you didn't just make a decision, you made a declaration. That choice didn't simply affect your mood or your day, it redirected your path. Some timelines only change when you finally stop entertaining the fear that kept you circling the same lessons. The instant you acted from truth instead of hesitation, you stepped onto a different route, even if the scenery hasn't fully changed yet. And this is why things can feel strange right now, like you're between realities. The old life is no longer a fit, but the new life hasn't fully revealed itself. That in-between feeling is often the evidence that a shift has happened. It's not confusion, it's transition. What you did also sent a message into the unseen. You're ready. Ready to be led instead of pushed, ready to grow instead of cope, ready to receive instead of chase. That kind of readiness attracts clarity, support, and opportunities that couldn't locate you when you were playing small. So if you've been wondering why everything suddenly feels sensitive, intensified, or deeply meaningful, it's because you moved with courage, and courage moves the timeline. The results may arrive in steps, but the shift itself has already happened, and nothing truly aligned for you will miss you now. You didn't force it, and that's the difference. There's a kind of energy that comes from panic, rushing, proving, controlling, trying to make something happen because you're afraid it won't. But recently you chose alignment instead. You did what felt right in your spirit, even if your mind wanted to speed ahead. Alignment is powerful because it's calm. It doesn't need to perform. It doesn't need to over-explain. It simply follows what is true. And when you move from that place, you stop creating outcomes from anxiety and start allowing outcomes from purpose. This is why what's coming to you feels cleaner. It's not tangled in confusion, mixed signals, or emotional exhaustion. It carries peace. Not because it's small, but because it's meant. The right things don't require you to abandon yourself to receive them. Even the delays you experienced may have been protection, not punishment. Alignment often includes not yet moments that save you from the wrong timing, the wrong people, or the wrong version of the blessing. What you thought was waiting may have been preparation. So, if you've been feeling steadier, quieter, more certain, even without proof, that's alignment. Heaven responds to that frequency, not to panic, not to pressure, to alignment. And when you stay there, what's for you arrives with peace in its hands. There's a reason you felt lighter after you let it go, and even if part of you still missed it, what you released wasn't just a thing, it was an attachment to a version of life that kept you stuck, and the moment you loosened your grip, something in you started breathing again. Sometimes we think we're holding on because we love, because we're loyal, because we're patient, but deep down we're holding on because we're afraid of what happens next. You faced that fear, you chose the unknown over the familiar pain, and that is a rare kind of strength. What you released also released you from the constant inner negotiation, the mental replay, the second-guessing, the emotional weight of carrying something that no longer matched your growth. You didn't just walk away from it. You walked back toward yourself. And here's the sacred part. When you make space, you make room. The miracle often needs room to land, not because God can't bless you while you're burdened, but because you deserve to receive with open hands, not clenched fists. So if it feels like something is quietly rebuilding inside you, that's not emptiness, that's freedom. You didn't lose, you cleared the path, and what's meant for you can finally find you without having to fight through what you were never meant to carry. If the pressure increased right before the shift, that wasn't random. Resistance shows up when your breakthrough is close, because the moment you start moving differently, everything that benefited from your old patterns starts pushing back. That pushback is not proof you're wrong. It's proof you're changing. The doubt, The sudden distractions, the strange misunderstandings, the heavy feelings that came out of nowhere. Those are classic signs of proximity. When you're far from your purpose, there's less reason for anything to challenge you. But when you're near, the noise gets louder. And still, you kept going. Even if you were tired, even if you cried, even if you questioned yourself for a moment, you didn't quit. You didn't return to what broke you. That alone is a spiritual victory that many people never reach. This is why you must stop interpreting opposition as rejection. Sometimes the attack is simply the environment reacting to your elevation. Your growth disrupts what was comfortable. Your healing exposes what was hidden. Your boundaries end what was draining you. So, let it be a sign, not a scare. You are not being punished, you are being proven. And the closer you get, the more important it becomes to stay grounded, stay discerning, and remember, pressure often comes right before the door opens. Not every prayer sounds like words. Some prayers sound like you getting out of bed when your heart felt heavy, choosing kindness when you had every reason to harden, and continuing forward when nothing around you offered proof. Heaven understands the language of endurance. Your silence, your restraint, your discipline, those were not empty moments. They were sacred moments. Moments where you could have reacted, could have lashed out, could have forced an answer, but instead you stayed steady. That steadiness is a form of trust. There were nights you didn't have the energy to explain what you were going through. Days when you didn't even know what to say. So you just breathed and kept living. That was a prayer too, because it said, I'm still here, I haven't given up. And when people didn't notice your growth, it didn't cancel it. When they misunderstood you, it didn't diminish you. Because your progress wasn't made for applause. It was made for alignment. Quiet growth is still growth, and silent faith is still faith. So, if you've been feeling like you've been carrying something alone, hear this clearly. You were never alone. Your quiet strength was recorded. Your unseen effort mattered. And what comes next will reflect the depth of what you held together without making noise. Even if you can't see it yet, the movement has already started. The miracle doesn't always appear with fireworks. Sometimes it begins with small rearrangements, closed doors that save you, delays that redirect you, and unexpected calm that settles over you without explanation. What you call nothing happening is often just everything happening in the unseen. Pieces are being placed where you can't reach them. Conversations are unfolding that you're not invited to hear. Paths are crossing before they ever reach your doorstep. This is why impatience can be the enemy right now, not because your desire is wrong, but because your miracle is in transit, and panic can pull you out of the posture required to receive it. When you keep checking, forcing, and doubting, you disrupt your own peace. Instead, pay attention to subtle signs, the sudden clarity, the release of anxiety, the strange sense that you're being guided. Those are not coincidences. They are confirmations that things are aligning beyond your timeline and beyond your limited view. So stay steady, stay open, stay faithful to the version of you that already chose the shift. Because the miracle is not only coming, it's already moving toward you, and the evidence will arrive right on time. There was a moment recently when the old pattern tried to pull you back in. It didn't come with a warning, it came with familiarity. A chance to react the same way, to settle the same way, to return to what once felt safe, even though it was hurting you. And you felt the pull, but you didn't surrender to it. But that's what people don't understand about growth. The test isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. It's the decision to not answer that message, not entertain that temptation, not explain yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you. It's you choosing peace over proving. You may not have celebrated it, but you passed something major. You stayed grounded when your emotions wanted to run. You kept your standards when loneliness tried to negotiate with you. You kept your faith when your mind asked for evidence. That is strength with roots. And because you passed, you changed what you qualify for. Certain blessings can't land in the hands of someone who will return to the cycle the moment they feel pressured. But you showed consistency, you showed maturity, you showed that you're ready to hold what you've been asking for. So if you've been feeling like Something is watching how I respond. You're not imagining it. Life tests the upgrades before it delivers the new level. And you proved you're not who you used to be. So, what comes next won't match your old life either. That this isn't only about getting something new, it's about getting parts of you back that you thought were gone forever. The miracle carrying your name isn't just a reward, it's restoration. It's the return of your confidence, your clarity, your softness, your ability to hope without fear. You've been strong for a long time, but now it's different. Now your strength isn't just survival, it's stability. You're no longer holding yourself together with adrenaline. You're being rebuilt with peace. And that kind of healing changes everything you touch. Restoration also means your heart is becoming safe again. Safe for you, safe for love, safe for trust, safe for dreaming bigger without bracing for disappointment. You're learning that you can receive without losing yourself. And that is a miracle on its own. And the beauty of restoration is that it's not rushed. It's gentle. It arrives in layers, a clearer mind, a calmer nervous system, a stronger boundary, a lighter spirit. You start noticing you don't react the same. You don't chase the same. You don't tolerate the same. So, if you've been sensing a quiet return to yourself, honor it. That's not random. That's not just time. That is restoration unfolding. God healing the parts of you that the battle tried to steal, so you can step into your next season whole. Before you go, take a quiet moment and choose one word that matches what this message awakened in you. Something connected to your miracle season. Maybe it's courage, alignment, release, restoration, faith, peace, breakthrough, or receive. Now write that one word down on paper, in your notes, or right here in the comments. Let it be your anchor for the days ahead. And if this video supported you, help it reach the people who need it next. Tap YouTube's new hype feature and show your support. Every click helps this message travel further. I'm proud of you for staying on the path. Keep going. What's meant for you is already moving.